Ever felt like your own mind is working against you, dragging you down while no one else says a word? The greatest danger isn't out there in the world, it's the quiet voice whispering, "You're not good enough." They won't tell you this truth, but I will. If you don't kill those negative thoughts at the root, they will silently bury every ounce of potential inside you. Listen carefully, your mind is lying to you. Every time you hear that whisper saying, "You'll fail," or "Why even try?" that's not wisdom, that's corrosion. That's mental rust slowly dissolving your ability to shine. Unless you uproot those thoughts, they will bury your greatness. The truth is, most people don't lose to the world, they lose to their own thinking. And here's the truth the weak try to avoid. You don't need a harsh world to destroy you when you've already internalized your own worst enemy. This isn't just about motivation, this is about mental survival, because your thoughts shape your perception, and your perception becomes your reality. And if your reality is poisoned, so is your future. So ask yourself, are you the master of your thoughts, or their prisoner? If you can't answer that confidently, you're already bleeding potential. And now it's time to stop the bleeding. Comment this right now to make your move. I kill negativity. I rise relentlessly. Let that be your war cry, and stay with me, because in the next few minutes, we're going to dismantle the enemy within, using the ruthless precision of Stoicism and the brutal honesty of dark psychology. Let's begin with Stoicism philosophy. Daily Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." But most people live as if thoughts are carved in stone. They mistake emotion for evidence and fear for foresight. And that's where the downfall begins. Here's the Stoic truth. Thoughts are merely impressions. They rise like smoke and vanish just as quickly. But if you hold them too tightly, they become chains. You are not your thoughts. You are the observer, the judge, the architect of what stays and what must be discarded. Epictetus said it brutally clear, it's not things that upset us, but our judgments about things. So when a negative thought appears, "I'm too late, I'm too weak, this is impossible," we just learned that your thoughts are not truths, and clinging to the wrong ones can turn them into chains. Now, it's time to decide. Will you command your mind or be enslaved by it? Every negative thought you have, it's a test, a quiet command to ask, is this useful? If it's not, the Stoic moves on. But the emotional prisoner, he obeys. This is where dark psychology steps in. It teaches us that repetition reprograms belief. The more you tolerate a negative pattern, the deeper it digs into your mind until it becomes your default operating system. You weren't born broken. You were programmed that way by parents, peers, and pain. But the good news? Programming can be replaced. That's exactly why you're on this journey. If you're done being a puppet to your thoughts, comment below. I choose thought. Thought doesn't choose me. And if this already struck a truth deep within you, hit the like button, because what comes next will dig even deeper. Part 2, Dark Psychology, where your mind sabotages its own host. Let's get darker. Let's be real. Your mind wasn't designed to make you happy. It was designed to keep you alive. Primitive logic says survival means avoiding risk, exposure, rejection, and failure. But here's the sinister twist: the very systems meant to protect you end up strangling you. From the perspective of dark psychology, your subconscious mind is a manipulative ruler. It uses fear to control your actions. It whispers worst-case scenarios not because they're true, but to keep you obedient. Obedient to what's familiar. Obedient to what feels safe, even if that familiar is depression. Even if that safe place is mediocrity. You've probably been told that self-sabotage is a flaw. It's not. It's a strategy, a broken one, based on a twisted logic. If I don't try, I can't fail. But the real failure? Never stepping into the arena. Every time you give in to negative thinking, you're feeding the internal saboteur. And it's getting smarter, quieter. It starts imitating your voice. It disguises itself as reason, as caution, as realism. But it's a liar. It's the ghost of old pain wearing a mask. The Stoics knew this well. You suffer more in imagination than in reality. Said Seneca. He knew the danger of feeding phantoms instead of facing facts. And now, here's your command. Kill negative thinking before it becomes your identity. Comment this below. I choose control. I refuse to be a puppet of the dark. We just uncovered how your subconscious mind manipulates you like a silent tyrant. But here's the deeper truth: you've been letting that tyrant rule for far too long. Now it's time to go even deeper. You are not your fear, you are your fire. If you're ready to fight smarter, not softer, like this video and stay sharp. Because next, I'm going to show you how you became your own worst enemy and why it's time to start a mutiny from within. Part 3, the inner tyrant. How you became your own enemy. There comes a moment in every life when the enemy stops being out there and starts living inside your head, inside your habits, inside the way you speak to yourself. But this doesn't happen overnight. It's a slow corruption, a silent rebellion. And one day, the voice that says you can't no longer sounds like someone else. It sounds like you. You weren't born doubting yourself. You were taught to by experiences that punished, risk, by people who projected their fears, and by a world that mistook conformity for safety. And now, you obey a tyrant in your skull. A tyrant you never voted for but still keep in power every time you submit to limiting beliefs. The Stoics believed the soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. Let that sink in. Your mind isn't neutral. It stains your choices, your relationships, your future. If your dominant thought is fear, your life will mirror that fear. If it's weakness, your outcomes will be weak. But here's the shift. Dark psychology teaches us that this tyrant can be overthrown through exposure. The more you confront the lie, the more it dies. That's why negative thoughts fear silence. They fear stillness because it's in silence that you can see them clearly and destroy them. Right now, declare war on your inner tyrant. Comment this below. I serve no inner tyrant. I command my mind. And if this message cut deep, hit the like button, because next I'll arm you with the Stoic weapons you need to reclaim your power. We just saw how Marcus Aurelius trained his mind like a disciplined general. Now it's time to understand the deeper structure of that mental mastery and how it begins far before action ever takes place. Marcus Aurelius wasn't just an emperor of Rome. He was the ruler of his own thoughts. In his private journal, he didn't write for others. He wrote to himself pages of reminders, warnings, commands, because he understood one thing deeply. Untrained thoughts are like undisciplined soldiers, useless in battle, dangerous in peace. He wrote that we are made of 3 parts: body, breath, and mind. The first 2 are only yours in trust. Only the third, your mind, truly belongs to you. And that is the foundation of Stoic discipline: total ownership of the mind, full control, no excuses. Aurelius didn't wait for motivation. He trained his mind like a warrior sharpens his blade. When fear rose, he questioned it. When anger sparked, he cooled it. When the urge to quit whispered, he wrote back, get back to it. Don't let yourself be ruled by the same old complaints. Here's what most people miss. They think discipline is about action. It's not. It starts before action, in the realm of thought. If you don't command what arises in the mind, you'll never command what shows up in the world. So here's your reminder. Your mind is not a playground. It is a battlefield. And right now, every negative thought is a threat to your potential. Comment this below if you're ready to rise like the emperor of your own psychology. I command my thoughts. They obey me. And if you're tired of being overthrown by thoughts you never agreed to think, hit the like button now. Because next, I'll show you how to reprogram your inner dialogue. The Stoics didn't resist negative thoughts. They replaced them. We just learned that the real power of discipline lies in replacing negative thoughts, not resisting them. Now let's go deeper into the tactical side of that replacement. When Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events," he wasn't just being philosophical. He was reprogramming himself. Negative thinking thrives in loops. It repeats itself inside your mind. And every repetition strengthens the neural pathway until a fleeting fear becomes your fixed identity. But here's your weapon. You can break that loop. not by fighting it head-on, but by overriding it, like installing new code over a virus-infected program. Let's break it down. When your mind whispers, "I'm not good enough," don't argue. Replace it with, "I'm training, I'm improving. Every day I grow stronger." When it says, "What if I fail?" you say, "Then I learn, then I evolve, then I return sharper." This isn't toxic positivity. It's tactical reprogramming. Dark psychology confirms this. The subconscious responds to emotion plus repetition. That's the formula. If you say something once, it's background noise. But say it daily, with intention, it becomes belief, and belief, it rewires everything. So here's what to do. Create a short, powerful phrase. Something you can say out loud when the storm hits. Not a plea, not a wish, a command, a new truth. Say it until it becomes your default programming. That's how warriors think. That's how Stoics endure. Comment this phrase below to stamp it into your identity. I rewrite my mind. I speak power, not permission. Let the algorithm of your life hear it loud. And if you feel the shift already taking place, like this video right now, because once you change the language inside your head, you no longer walk through life reacting, you lead. You decide. We just learned that replacing thoughts is powerful, but to lock in new beliefs, you must train in a harsher environment. Voluntary hardship is the Stoic's ultimate weapon for mental transformation. Seneca once said, "Set aside a few days where you live with the bare minimum and ask yourself, do I fear this condition? Why? Because hardship reveals truth. When you strip away comfort, you uncover your raw mental patterns. And most of the time, what you find is fear. Fear of discomfort. Fear of uncertainty. Fear of your weakness being exposed. But here's the secret. That fear is a gift. Because when you confront it head-on, it loses its grip. Negative thinking thrives in soft conditions. It grows in routine, luxury, and laziness. But put yourself in a situation where you must act, and suddenly the noise disappears. There's no room for doubt when your mind is focused on survival. That's why cold showers, intense workouts, fasting, and early rising, these aren't trends, they are psychological weapons. Each act declares, "I am not ruled by ease." And when your mind sees you endure what it once feared, it begins to obey instead of rebel. Dark psychology knows this too. When you expose your subconscious to controlled suffering, you teach it resilience. You rewire it to view challenge not as a threat, but as a trigger for power. That's how you kill weak thoughts, by drowning them in disciplined action. So ask yourself, when's the last time you did something difficult on purpose? Not because you had to, but because it made you mentally bulletproof? Comment this now if you're ready to stop fearing pain and start using it. I face discomfort. I forge discipline. And if you know that comfort was never the goal, but control is, smash that like button now. We explored how voluntary hardship forges inner strength. But now, it's time to enter the real battlefield, your inner mind game. Every time your mind says, "Let's play it safe," it's not being wise. It's manipulating you with fear. When it whispers, "Don't try, you'll embarrass yourself," it's using social rejection as a weapon against your growth. To overcome that, you must become the strategist of your own psychology. That means learning to see through the tricks your lower self plays on your higher self. The Stoic stays calm. The Machiavellian stays calculating. Together, they don't react, they observe, analyze, and then strike. You must treat negative thoughts like hostile agents. Interrogate them. Ask, what is this thought trying to protect? What leverage does it think it has? Once you identify its tactic, you can break it. You manipulate yourself into growth using rewards, rituals, and reframing. You turn every failure into data, every doubt into leverage, every pain into fuel. This is how you become untouchable, by mastering the game within the game. Right now, declare your shift. I am the master strategist of my mind. Write it below this video. And if you're done being a pawn to your own thoughts, hit that like button now. We just built daily mental rituals for strength. Now, Let's break down the 4 strategic pillars of self-discipline, habits that form the armor of the Stoic mind. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "Today you will meet people who are meddling, ungrateful, arrogant, dishonest and jealous." Was that negativity? No. That was armor. It was psychological readiness, not bitterness. Like a general preparing for war. Write this every morning. I will not be surprised by hardship. I will not be ruled by emotion. I will remain calm and sharp. 1. Physical discipline. It doesn't matter what you do, gym workouts, cold showers, silent walks, or meditating under discomfort. What matters is you do something hard on purpose. This is voluntary hardship, training the body to serve the mind, and the mind to lead the body. Negative thinking cannot survive in a mind that is constantly tested by friction. Discomfort exposes weakness and teaches you how to dominate it. 2. Thought surveillance throughout the day. Stop and interrogate. You're in a dialogue. Ask, who's speaking right now? Is it the courageous me, the focused me? Or is it the scared, passive version that craves comfort, validation, and distraction? Call it out. Replace it. Speak your truth out loud. I am not soft. I do not flinch. I lead my thoughts. They do not lead me. 3. Nightly autopsy. Stoics reviewed their day before sleep. They asked, what did I tolerate that I shouldn't have? When did weakness win? What triggered my spiral? Write it. Own it. Then fix it tomorrow. Sleep not as a victim of the day, but as a strategist sharpening for war. Dark psychology makes this clear. Repetition builds identity. If you're not ritualizing mental control, you're quietly ritualizing surrender. Inaction is also programming. So ask yourself, are you the coder or the coded right now? Declare your shift from drift to discipline. My rituals make me ruthless, not cruel, but clear, not cold, but unshakable. If this section gave you clarity, like this video now, we build your rituals. Now comes the final test. Because either you kill the noise, or it kills your potential. If you don't kill the noise in your mind, it will kill your future. Not in one loud, dramatic blow, but slowly, quietly. A little hesitation here, a little doubt there, until your potential bleeds out in some corner, unseen, unfulfilled. The world doesn't need more talent. It needs more clarity. It needs mental sovereignty. The enemy is not your job, not your parents, not your past. The enemy is the voice that says, you're not ready, even though you were born for this. It's the voice that whispers, what if you fail? Even though failing forward is how you win. It's that endless loop, playing your insecurities like a lullaby, putting your greatness to sleep before it ever wakes up. You must kill that voice ruthlessly. No compromise, no negotiation, no mercy, because it has never shown you any. The Stoics taught us to confront death so we could truly live, to rehearse adversity so that nothing would catch us unarmed. Marcus Aurelius didn't wait for his mind to spiral. He crushed its lies every morning. You must do the same, not once, every day. Dark psychology makes it clear. If you don't control your mind, someone else will, through fear, through media, through unresolved childhood scripts, dressed up as logic. But when you step into the fire, ritually, intentionally, stoically, you silence the lies, you stop chasing peace, and you forge it. Now here's your final test. Will you go back to sleep after this video, letting your negative thoughts tuck you into mediocrity? Or will you wake up sharper, harder, and more mentally ruthless than ever? Comment this right now to mark your breakthrough. I am reborn in fire. My mind is my weapon. If this message hit harder than comfort ever could, like this video now. And if you're serious about becoming unshakable, subscribe to Stoic Spark and turn on notifications so you never miss the next weaponized lesson. Remember this, the world doesn't reward the soft-spoken mind. It rewards the one who commands it. You've got the blueprint. Now build the mindset. We'll see you in the next video. Warrior!